everyone. The Last Shoegazer here, bringing you another installment of About Last Nightmare.
Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and that was Nick from Last Shoegazer, my original partner in crime. And today, on About Last Nightmare, we're going to be taking a look at Amityville 3D, or Amityville 3, or Amityville the Demon. Take your pick. Now, Amityville 3D is a 1983 movie which runs 93 minutes, although the package says it runs 105 minutes. It's not correct. And was directed by Richard Fleischer, who unfortunately passed away on March 25th, 2006, at the age of 89. Now, he was responsible for The Boston Strangler, Soylent Green, which is actually a really good sci-fi flick, and Conan the Destroyer. Not my favorite, but there is entertainment to be had. Now, this movie arguably has the best cast, in my opinion. This stars Tony Roberts as John Baxter. He was in Popcorn, Sleuth, and one of my favorites, Serpico with Al Pacino. This also stars Tess Harper as Nancy Baxter. She was in Broken and No Country for Old Men. Lori Loughlin as Susan Baxter. She was in Crawlspace, Critical Mass, and The New Kids. And finally, last but not least, Meg Ryan as Lisa. Of course, she was in The Cut, Restoration, and Top Gun. But this was actually her first feature film role. She had done a little bit of TV before that. Now, a couple interesting things about the film. This was done, the budget was $6 million. The film actually made worldwide gross $6,333,735. Pretty much a failure for the most part because you have to consider marketing and everything like that, which I'll get to in a second. This was also shot in Mexico City, Mexico, and of course is also known as Amityville 3 The Demon. Now, due to a lawsuit between the Lutz family and Dino De Laurentiis, it wasn't able to be marketed as a sequel to Amityville or Amityville 2. And I remember I was telling Nick that when I was younger and I used to see the TV spots for this come on television, it would say at the end, there was a small disclaimer at the bottom that would say, this is not a sequel to Amityville Horror or Amityville 2 The Possession, which I always thought was kind of a nasty thing that they had to do. And I'm sure it affected the marketing on the film and the overall success of it. Now, when I was younger, this movie was considered one of the worst sequels ever made. Right up there with Exorcist II The Heretic, arguably, Police Academy 2. A lot of people didn't like it. I do. Actually happen to like most of those movies. Not a big fan of Exorcist 2, but I like this one a lot. The story kind of goes like this. You have Tony Robbins' character who goes into the Amityville house to thwart the rituals that they were doing in there. They were doing like a seance where they could bring back loved ones or anybody who was, dead, that sort of thing. And he basically worked for a magazine that debunked those sort of claims. Kind of like in The Conjuring with the Warrens. And that's basically what his character was based on. Now, because the house was so cheap and they couldn't sell it, he decides to buy the house because he had just divorced his wife, or he was just separated from his wife, one of the two. And him and his daughter were going to live there. And strange things start happening in the house. And that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it if you haven't seen this one. The reason why I say that, yes, it's a 1983 film, but I think a lot of people still haven't seen this one. I myself held off on watching this until I was about 25. Reason being is because I heard so many negative, nasty things about it, it just made me not want to see it. I do regret that, although I've watched it several times since, and this is a really fun one. Now, my buddy Dave Maggot, this is his favorite in the franchise, which I think is pretty cool. This is a fun movie. It's over the top 80s cheese at its best, and Nick and I gave this one a 7. Tune in next week, where we're going to be taking a look at Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes. Now, kind of what we planned on doing was the first 3 in the trilogy. Nick and I both got the Amityville box set from Vinegar Syndrome. So we're definitely going to be doing, let's see what's on here. Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes. Amityville 1992, It's About Time. Amityville, The New Generation. And Amityville Dollhouse. We're going to be ending with the Amityville Horror remake. Now, I did talk to him. Amityville Awakening, which I happen to be a pretty big fan of, is now on YouTube for free. So we'll probably watch that and do that one as well. I'm not sure if we're going to do Amityville Cursed yet. We haven't really talked about it. And if we do, since we're doing them in order, it'll probably have to be after next week. So I will keep you updated on that. But definitely stay tuned. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.